Live on AOC as well. How about that? Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we've got a packed house. Oh yeah, well,
we can pound.
It's one of those awkward like handshake pound.
You gotta do the.
We can do both. We can do both.
Catch the cabbage like that.
All right, yeah, just catch the pound.
Hello, Kenyatta.
How's everybody doing this afternoon?
Yes, it's Higher Thought. I'm Nade.
Christopher.
And I'm Will.
Yeah, I think you guys are just meeting. So.
How you doing?
Hey, William.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Pleasure, sir.
Oh, y'all
Pleasure
shook.
indeed.
Now you're gonna pound or catch the pound.
And then the cabbage.
It
Didn't work.
Yeah.
It was one of those moments.
So we've got a good show planned for the day, right?
I think so.
It's summertime. The living's easy.
Hot out.
The heat
Hot
is,
as
the heat is so
the
disrespectful.
devil's nutsack outside.
The heat is so disrespectful.
It's
It's violating.
So like.
I mean, it's invading your space.
Don't know me that well.
Yeah, I mean, like,
It's
at
like a
least
bike
get my
seat.
number first. If you're gonna touch me there.
Take me to dinner, man.
And actually, May was the hottest month ever recorded in U.S. history
Really?
Wow.
across the 48 mainland states.
Wow, that's
It's not even
interesting.
officially
It's
summer
very
yet.
hot. Yeah.
I've been noticing that.
So that was a topic. Also, the fact that it is Prince's birthday today,
Happy
or it
birthday,
would have
Prince.
been. 60th birthday would have been the 60th birthday for Prince. So, we can have like kind of somewhat of a little Prince tribute. What's your favorite Prince song?
Call in with your favorite song.
Yeah.
Call
I'm
him.
singing, and
You
you
have
have
to
to
sing
sing the
it.
whole
Sing it.
thing.
You don't really have to sing it. You can call in. Don't be scared to call in just because you gotta sing. It doesn't have to be good. It could be like a live karaoke show. Which, speaking of which, yeah, we are rolling here. 366-8950 if you want to get in on the action. Then do a number 2 right there like you do when you get home from work and put us on your television.
Right.
Let's do it.
Yes, indeed.
Let's get those
Channel
Prince
15
songs
on
rolling
Cox
in.
Open Access.
Really? That's the channel?
I think so.
I don't know if I've ever looked at Cox.
Cox
like
15,
that,
yeah.
I mean, you're just looking at Cox all day, huh? You too.
He's a Coxman.
You too. You pay a good premium every month for Cox.
Goodness, it's outrageous. I think I'm gonna go to live streaming.
You're gonna go to live streaming,
Yeah,
okay?
it's a
So
lot cheaper. Sorry,
Right.
Cox.
I actually don't have any cable or TV connection.
Well, not really, because I have to use Cox Internet to do it. So
well, I mean, like at this point, like
Just go to the library.
Cox has penetrated your house and your
For
mind.
years.
The Cox and the
It's
heater
a
working
part of you
together.
now. It's inside
in
of
every room, we are one.
What are we talking about here? Go Dish Cable or something, huh? Or is that even a thing? Let's see. Also, June is Pride Month.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I've got some Pride topics. Of course, they have a big Pride festival here in Lafayette in the Acadiana
Don't they have
region.
one
Every year. It's the 5th annual, so they've only been doing it 5 years.
5 years?
Pride
Yeah.
Month.
Pride Month.
They get a
So
month.
it's a month-long festival of gayness.
In
They
my
get- they
opinion,
get a
I feel
whole
like
month.
all year should just be everything day. Every day should be everything day.
And we were just discussing this
Yeah,
over
really?
at our sponsor, the Green Room. Go over there and have
Check 'em
yourself
out.
a good time. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, what's the need for the month? And you were even saying the
That's-
same thing about Black
It's
History
separating
Month.
people.
I
Separating
mean, because there's no straight Pride Month. There's no White History Month. There's no male appreciation month. So I mean, it's just like
The
what's the need
feminists are
for the
holding us
specific
down.
months?
Right, right.
We were
Celebrate every
oppressed.
day.
Every day should be Black History Month. Pride Month. It should be every
Straight
day,
month.
Straight
Every day should be
white,
everything
black,
day.
Mexican, whatever.
Right, right.
There shouldn't be any days or months to acknowledge anything. It should all just be, oh, yeah, we acknowledge it every day.
Yeah,
and use it in our daily
That's
meditation.
where the division comes in.
Yeah.
Society always dividing us as a people.
All right.
And I think it's
Everything.
Easier
We
to
live in a
control.
black and white dualistic society.
whether it be
you know.
politically, economically.
You're either conservative or
Even in
liberal. You're
education,
gay
we were
or
just
you're
discussing
straight or you're I don't know. I mean, pro First Amendment, second First Amendment, or
pro-life, pro-choice.
pro-life, pro-choice. Take away our guns. Don't take away our guns.
Yeah.
Second Amendment.
In which it's like, and I think a lot of people get that confused. Not trying to take away your guns, they're just saying you can't have that one. You know, like why
Like
would you need
semi-automatics,
domestically? Why would you
right.
need a military grade weapon to defend your home? Like I don't get it.
Truthfully, you should.
Yeah.
People shouldn't need any type of weapon to defend their home. They should be able-bodied, but they've certain things prevented them, or they keep themselves from being able-bodied just by being lazy.
Well, the Second Amendment was written in the spirit of you have your guns to defend yourself against a corrupt government.
right.
Right.
And, so if anything, the government that wants to take away my guns, I question.
Exactly.
Right.
If that was a big of enough thing that it's like right there in the Constitution next to, freedom of speech.
But again,
freedom of
Nick,
expression.
again, I say this, like they're not trying to take the guns. They just
Right.
take specific guns
And there should
out
be.
of domestically.
Right.
Like you shouldn't need a military grade weapon as an everyday
Sure.
citizen, and that's the thing.
My opinion on them taking away the military weapons is that I feel eventually they are going to come into our population with military force, and by that point, once they take the military weapons from the citizens, we'll have no competition. Like we won't be able to compete with whatever they got. So they leave us with our single action and bolt action rifles and whatnot, and once they come, they stomp you.
And once you come into our population, there's no pulling out.
I don't know.
There's no pulling out. Anyways, moving on. Let's see. Amazon sells out of Orwell's 1984. Is America finally waking up due to great real fake news and fake real news shows like Higher Thought?
I was at McDonald's a while ago, and the total came out to 1984, and I pointed at it and said, "You see?" But
What'd you get? 2 quarter pounders with cheese?
yeah, that's exactly what we
Ah,
got.
ha, ha.
That's exactly what we
And
got.
I don't even
and
go
it
to
came out
McDonald's. How about that?
1984. I didn't know that would.
Which, speaking of which, I actually did go to McDonald's the other day.
McDonald's sucks.
Well, it usually sucks, but I found they changed the meat in the quarter pounder.
Yeah.
And I think it's better.
Well,
It's not as crappy as what it once
used to what they
was.
would do. They would
We
cook them.
we went from Amazon to meat.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what we do here on
Hard
Higher
switches.
Thought, we cover all of the spectrum.
Oh, the full spectrum. Like what they started doing, started grilling burgers to order.
Right.
Used to they would.
You gotta wait for it to be cooked. Now.
Yeah, used to they grill 30 patties and they'd throw them in that little tray and all the grease would drip off. Now you get a greasy burger.
Well, if you don't make yours to order, like with special condiments and everything.
Oh no,
then
all
they
the
would just-
burgers now
They used to just
cook
go
them to
all
order.
pre-made, like with the mustard,
Assembly
and ketchup,
line.
and, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the concept of McDonald's. Why it, really,
Great food.
yeah.
That's why
It
they
wasn't.
call it a
I don't know if
fast
it's
food
great
joint.
food. How about this story? I thought this was pretty cool. A Texas guy cut the head off of a rattlesnake, and then the decapitated snake, his head bit him.
Oh yeah, that happens. Any snake and turtles.
Well, I guess you still got nerves and everything, and it's
yeah.
just like, oh,
Before
screw you,
biting,
just
that's
cut my
where the-
head off.
That's
Let
where
me
the
bite you.
brain is and like the
For
jaw
a biting
muscles.
action, you sure that's not a mutated snake?
That's what she said. Oh, is that a mutated snake? Hey. Let's see. So, how about a crocodile killed a pastor during a baptism
Holy diver.
in
Okay.
Ethiopia.
Well,
So they were doing a baptism in a river.
Yeah, and there was a crocodile in
That
there.
was
and the
that was
crocodile-
God saying something.
Well, I mean,
Build a church
would
Build
God
a
allow
church.
this?
Get out my river.
with a baptismal tub.
Go to your original religion, not the one the white people brought here 100 years ago. You know.
We need tribalism back
Yeah,
and
maybe
shamanism.
so. Let's see. Pizza delivery guy detained by immigration delivering to Army base in New York City. That's kind of a raw deal.
That's actually kind of funny.
Well, I mean, it's messed up. I mean, just kind of like they set you up. You're like working, doing your job, and then all of a sudden, deporto.
And it's sending right where they're gonna hold him on the
Yeah.
base.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So,
I didn't hear that one.
it's now time, ladies and gentlemen, out there in Acadiana, for the Spanish word of the day. Y'all ready for it? So I'm
Yeah.
going to say the word, and y'all have to try and come up with the meaning, okay? So the Spanish word of the day is Denise.
Denise.
Yes.
Denise and the nephew.
Denise and the nephew.
Denise
Very
and the
good. Not a bad guess there.
Denise.
Do I need to use it in a sentence?
Denise.
Sure.
All right. So my wife saves money on razors because she only shaves up to the knees.
That's goofy.
All right. Okay.
So that was the Spanish
It
word
works,
of the day,
it works.
brought to you by I don't know, Aztecas. No, maybe
A
what's
Pollo
the other
Loco.
one? A Pollo Loco. Right. Yeah. So how about that? Speaking of baking stuff, they bake pizza. A baker who won a Supreme Court case said no to baking the cake for gay people. He won the Supreme Court case. He claimed that it wasn't the couple that he denied, it was the cake. He didn't want to make that particular cake. He would have made a cake for the gay couple.
That's his right.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants.
It's his joint.
It's
It's
his business.
To anybody for any reason at all.
I have no reason to argue that
Any
at
reason
all.
at all. I do not have a problem with that one.
Well, and should you be able to have religious freedom to discriminate against somebody you don't believe in their lifestyle?
It is our right. It is
It
our
is.
freedom.
Of any business to refuse service?
They have the right to refuse service.
So I own a
the law of
restaurant.
business.
You come in wearing a red shirt, which I consider to be a gang color, so I can't serve you. Sorry.
That's your right. It's your
You got to
restaurant.
sign and put the sign up.
I may not
As long
agree
as
with
it's
it.
posted.
I may not agree
Right.
with it, but it is your right. Whether I agree or not, it's still your right. And that's the problem with society. We don't respect other people's rights. We have a right to do and say a lot of things, freedom of speech, freedom of press. But yet you have these other people that always want to have an opinion about what you express or lack thereof.
So I own a bar. I don't think that people over 40 should be allowed in the bar because it messes up with the vibe. So
So you don't like going to the bars with me?
I'm just saying, is that does your belief system play a role?
But then
in,
that's your belief and that's
Right.
on you. I can't be mad at you for what you believe.
well, can you be mad at the baker for what they believe?
I know. I'm at all mad.
To
at
each
the
his
baker.
own.
We're running circles and circles here on Higher Thought.
Yeah.
And Acadiana,
But
we
you
want to
can't-
hear your thoughts about it.
You
So
can't
call
be
us
mad at
in.
the baker. It's his shop. He reserves the right to refuse service for whatever reason.
Sure.
If you have a problem with people over 40 being in the bar, that's your right to have. Well, now, unless you own that bar, you can't do nothing about it. It's just an opinion.
Well, it's just kind of like at Hooters, they only wanted to hire girls with Hooters that looked pretty good.
Well, you gotta. It's
I
the
mean,
the
but-
rule was
Twin
you got
Peaks as well.
you walk up to the wall, and if your breast touch the wall before your feet, then you got the job.
You got it. Have you worked at
Is
Hooters
that the
before?
criteria? Did you really try out? Like,
Yeah, I was trying, man, but look, I didn't have the voluptuousness.
the moves.
It'll cost more than I'd have got paid at Hooters.
Which, speaking of which, getting here into sports, it's been, I guess one of the top-rated shows on TV here lately. The NBA Finals is going on.
yes.
And
Go Warriors.
Go Warriors, which is basically an all-star team assembled on one team. They could possibly even have crybaby LeBron James on their team next year.
Well,
LeBron James taking too much human
know,
growth hormone.
I think
Maybe so.
You can tell in his hairline.
I think a lot of people are really this all-star thing, and they added KD. The team was already the team, and they added KD, which was
I mean, you got Steph Curry, which is like the best shooter in NBA history, just
Right
about. And three-pointers from
Right now.
at least.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, statistics prove that. From three-point range, nobody can compare to Steph. So, needless to say, I haven't watched really basketball in a while.
I've been watching.
But
I think
I watched
they're
last
giving
night and
too
LeBron
much
just had the
credit.
pouty face. He had the RBF, which we all know what RBF stands
So
for, right?
Yeah.
all the LeBron Cleveland fans like to say that he has no help. Well, in these very playoffs, he actually has a player in Kevin Love that's averaging more than 20 points a game. Last year, Kyrie Irving averaged more than 20 points a game, and they want to call him the GOAT. Well, in 6 finals, Michael Jordan never had anybody that averaged more than 20 points a game at all.
Michael Jordan was an alien.
Well,
Like but they always try to compare the two.
Yeah, they shouldn't compare the two because
Number
I mean
one,
they're
it was
two
a different
totally different
era.
players.
Different
era,
different position,
different positions, different sizes.
different sizes.
Anything you can compare.
Different-
LeBron
Right now
James.
in the game, LeBron James is the best.
And there was also
In
different
the
performance
2000s,
enhancing
Kobe
drugs.
was the best. In the
Right,
90s,
they were on the
Mike was the
steroids
best.
back then, and now they're on the human growth hormone.
Yeah, and just
Do you
supplements.
agree with that?
Which, by the way, with the Warriors beating the Cavs on the road, everybody can go get yourself a free taco at Taco Bell today. So
I
they
didn't
have
know that.
free
I didn't
Doritos
either.
Loco Tacos. Well, they played the commercials all through the game last night.
I don't
that
watch TV.
If the road team wins and throughout the NBA playoffs, you get a free Doritos Locos Taco.
So sweep, or are we going to game 5?
I mean, the NBA will probably draw it out to 5 so they can get a little more ad revenue going. You know, I mean,
I think they're going to sweep.
We're going to make bets on the side bets.
they'll probably win. The Cavs will probably win game 4. And, you know, then they'll close it out in Golden State. Let's see. Ooh, and another big news. IHOP is changing their name to IHOB with a B. With a B. So, and the question is, they're holding out. There's no mentioned reason for the change. Their stocks are looking good. They're not in any trouble.
No.
And
Doing well.
They're about to get a whole bunch
they're-
of business. That's just that's an
All right,
attention
it's
move.
an ad campaign, and basically all they're doing, I think, is flipping over the P in the name.
They're just
you know,
switching
to a B,
it up.
to a B.
Right.
But there's like an online poll, like, what does the B stand for? International House of
Biscuits.
Biscuits.
But why would you go from pancakes to biscuits?
I
That
wouldn't.
don't make business sense.
Exactly. International House of Business.
International House
Oh.
of Breakfast.
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 Brunchfast.
Bacon.
Bacon.
But that's another
International
breakfast
House
item.
of
Yeah, well,
Bacon.
then they're going to lose out on the vegetarian
I
option.
mean, you can give me their bacon is one of my top 5 foods. So.
Bacon.
I mean, for any right-minded male, bacon, and steak, they're all up there.
steak.
You know.
Not bacon.
Not
I'll-
bacon.
Steak with bacon.
I'll eat a rare steak over bacon.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm an
You're one of
animal.
those cow moppers, huh?
I don't
I
know,
guess.
the B.
Like you mop
What
the
does
blood.
the B
Oh no, I
stand
just
for?
drink it and lick it off
That's
the
a
plate.
good call in. Give us your thoughts on what the B will stand for.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now.
International House of Bitches.
International House of Bullshit.
Yeah, which is what this show can
Is
be
it-
sometimes categorized as. How about the senators? Our politicians that work for us introducing a bipartisan bill to protect state laws on marijuana.
They don't work for us.
Well, they're kind of supposed to, right?
Yeah, they're supposed
Yeah.
to. Just
Yeah.
like how restaurant employees are supposed to wash their hands, but they never do.
Well, and something I didn't realize is that they actually legalized marijuana for medicinal use in Louisiana 30 years ago.
Yeah, really?
But it
30
just,
years?
Yeah,
Wow.
30 years ago, and it was just what hasn't been enforced until 2016. And so now they are pretty much it's just about all set up. They're growing it at LSU and Southern, and I even wrote down where the
Dispensary. There's
dispensary is going to be.
dispensary
It's
next year.
at the Apothecary Shop and Acadiana Therapeutic Remedies on 620 Gilbo.
That place is going to be popping.
Woo woo!
But I think
Stay
And they've
away.
expanded the list of reasons why you can get prescribed.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
you have to have a prescription. You can't just walk off the street
Yeah.
and
Even still,
buy,
though,
go get a lid or something.
even if
like
it's
that.
legal in our state, aren't you kind of weirded out about being on some federal list?
Yeah.
Like, just like, okay, so I'm getting it legal in my state, but federal law trumps state law.
Yeah, well, that's
Right.
So the government
Well,
can
it
put me
would
on a list, throw me in some FEMA camp,
It'll
and
just be a
when they
fight.
change
that's
their
a
crazy
fallback
law.
for them in case they want to take back control. They just
All right, we got this on you.
yeah, exactly.
Let's see. I wrote something else about that.
Their whole game is based on contingency.
We did.
Based on control.
Yeah.
Period.
Let's see. Ooh, 3.
Population control, economic
Population
control,
control.
social
The whole-
control.
The whole top to bottom.
It's all about control.
That's it, man. Speaking of control,
They fear, the government, the United States government fears unity.
Definitely.
Unity
Divide
is
and
their
conquer,
biggest
man.
fear. Because if everybody came together, they would lose control.
They would see it's all an illusion.
Exactly. Why wouldn't you want everybody to just get along and live, and be as one, be a people?
The
'Cause we
United
are a
States is like probably the biggest cult next to the
people.
Vatican.
The United States government is the biggest gang in the world.
Exactly. Look. I'll give
Created
it
by
Thank you.
mafiosos, indeed. How about hands-free driving coming to all Cadillac models and other GM cars?
Not
So-
about it.
to- Nope.
So how about that one?
I don't like
And
Cadillac in
In other
general.
news, a driver was killed with hands-free driving in California.
Well, that's how they're gonna start killing us. They just pick us off in heavy traffic.
Well, there you go. It drove them off the side of the road.
OnStar, take over the car.
Yeah,
You out of here.
So you're enemy of Hillary Clinton. Like, off the road, brakes go out.
I didn't like that tweet you posted last night. You're done.
Yeah.
Done.
Done, son.
Let's see. In other news, we've got 3 elephant poachers. Ooh, in Kenya, they're taking their land back. They shot dead some wildlife rangers that were hunting elephants.
Good for them.
Yeah, so they said no
That's
more
normal.
elephant poaching, no more
Good
coming
for
over
them.
and trying to kill our animals, and they're sticking to their guns, literally.
Literally.
Yeah, well, don't do it. There's 5 of those elephants with the horns in the world or something like that, and you gotta have one as a trophy. Really, it's not necessary.
Must be
I shot
compensating
an
for something. I shot an elephant.
And I have the tusk to prove it.
the tusks. Let's see. Anybody go see the Star Wars Han Solo movie?
No.
Nah,
No, me
I
neither.
think after 3 or 4, that's about enough
Right.
sequels, man.
That's all you need.
Well,
Yeah.
and I think America is kind of feeling like a movie kind of hangover. After going to see Avengers and Deadpool, and those are big kind of blockbusters, and because basically Star Wars story, the Han Solo flopped. In terms. Well, it flopped by it made $275 million in 2 weeks, but they were probably banking on it making close to $1 billion.
Right.
But everybody, is still hungover from all the other Star Wars movies and Avengers movies.
All right, it's so many Star Wars, so
And
many
each
Disney
movie-
is just overwhelming us.
each
right
movie's
now.
It's almost
Every
like
month,
the Fast
there's a
and
new
the
one.
Furious franchise. Enough
yeah.
already.
Yeah.
It's on number 10 now, right?
Enough already.
It went from being a street racing movie to a spy movie.
Yeah.
And
Now-
so the big
now they're
movie-
dealing with espionage and
Yeah.
they're like a secret black ops Delta
Well,
force.
now that The
whatever.
Rock's
Corporate
kind of taking over the
espionage.
franchise, really.
Really, enough already.
But the big movie
They
coming
know how
out
to
this
run a race.
weekend, another original plot line here, Jurassic World
Oh.
Fallen Kingdom is
Oh.
going to be the big one out this
Again,
weekend.
enough already.
Enough.
Enough already.
Enough
Well, this
already.
time the dinosaurs have gotten off the island again, and I think the military is using them as a weapon, possibly.
They're just trying to connect
and
all
they're going to
these
extinct
things.
the world.
Rampage connected to
they are
Godzilla.
Setting the
really
archetype
connected
in
to,
our mind that the world is going to be destroyed one way or another.
They are really
seen
reaching.
Our apocalypse
Like
is
12
coming.
Monkeys. You ever seen 12
They are
Monkeys?
really reaching.
Sure.
Yeah.
Reaching.
But they made a TV show. At
Yeah,
12
I
Monkeys?
saw
never
about that
watched
the
it.
other day, and I was like, "Oh, you talking about the TV show?" I was like, "What? There's a TV show?" I was like, "Yeah," but it's fairly recent, and it's just
Exactly.
crazy that they're bringing all this stuff back. It's like,
Enough already.
yeah, exactly.
Enough already. And speaking of enough already, for some reason, I don't know if anybody watches Netflix, but the show 13 Reasons Why. It was apparently
Never
a show
watched it.
about a teen committing suicide. She
I
had
could have
13
made that show
Reasons
way
Why.
better.
But they did a season 2, which I don't know why they didn't call it 26 Reasons Why.
13 more reasons.
13 more reasons.
They
But the
found
girl
another
already,
letter.
yeah, maybe somebody
They
else
found,
committed
they
suicide.
found another letter.
But now they have signed on for a 3rd season.
Oh God!
So how many suicides? I guess
How,
39
wait. Other than that, how long
39
do you
reasons.
think it's gonna be before one of the cast members dies in real life?
It's true. Well, I think part of what I saw from the preview is
Don't
they
hex
were.
it, William. Don't hex him, William.
Oh, it's already been hexed.
Well, a lot of movies have been The Matrix was kind of hexed like that. They had a couple stars from The Matrix die. Aaliyah was going to be Jada Pinkett Smith's role on The Matrix, and
That's-
she died during the movie. A
That's
couple
like
people ended up dying.
what's her name? Played Princess Leia. She died before that movie came out.
Right,
And
and
then
was
she
gonna have
died. Then she died in the movie. So
She was supposed to have a big role in the 3rd one. And that was going to be her swan song, so to speak. Crayola now has a new line of gender fluid makeup, and it's for boys and girls. Basically, they're face crayons, but it's so boys can practice doing their makeup to look really pretty, because that's what we want our boys like here in America. But it basically comes with mascara, highlighters, and eyeshadow palettes.
In my opinion, I don't think any gender should wear makeup, because that's falsifying. It's giving someone an illusion.
Good point.
No matter, like,
regardless of whether you're a boy or a girl,
Yeah.
a girly boy or
that's
girly girl.
I'm against makeup.
I don't know about that.
I understand what you're saying.
Some women need makeup.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
They have skin pigmentations. They
don't
have,
necessarily.
you know what I'm saying?
But I'm
Like,
just saying, in general, I feel like the world would be a better place if we
It
didn't
is.
have it. Like,
Is
have
it
the
false
need for a makeup.
advertising?
Maybe. It's like bait and
It's
switch.
like wearing a really padded bra, kind of. You know, it's like they take off the makeup and you're like, where'd all them dips and dives come
Right.
from? You know?
Right. I get it.
Or that's like Hooters. They got to wear them
But
stockings.
I would rather some people have makeup. I'm just saying.
That's understandable.
And there's study out that suicide rates are up a third since 1999.
It's because they're not legalizing weed everywhere.
That, and I thought that was another topic I'm going to ask you about, Acadiana. 366-8950 if you want to get in on the action. We got Chris, Will, Nade here, just shooting the sheezy here.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, what's your thoughts on that? Why is the suicide rate going up?
I think they're not paying attention to all the mental problems that our society is facing.
And
There's
there's
that.
Half of our, no, not a half, all of these domestic terrorists that are being caught, it's all contributed to mental illness.
Mental
And
health issues. So
mental
that's
health
definitely
issues.
one. What was yours again?
I don't even remember.
Oh, yeah, not legalizing marijuana. That's why you couldn't remember.
Oh.
Higher thought.
Ha.
Higher thought.
And also, the adaptation of technology, I think, is a big one, too. We've isolated ourselves in our technology.
And then
We don't go outside and mingle with people and with our family and friends like we used to. And we don't go outside and play like we used to. We play inside.
I think also it has to do with substance abuse. Nowadays, there's so many more synthetic versions of substances.
But what's the reason for the substance
do we have a call
abuse?
going?
I mean, you have to get down to
And we've got our first call of the night. Let's see what we got.
unaddressed mental illness. Yeah.
Hello, welcome to Higher Thought.
Hello.
Are you singing us your favorite Prince song?
Purple Rain, the Temple of Islam.
It kind of sounds like the words to Raspberry Beret, but
back away from the TV.
That made me mad.
you're kind of breaking out a little bit.
Okay, I was saying, since the adaptation of microwave usage, that suicide are tied into the microwave tower.
Microwave usage, suicide rates have gone up. So the microwave to our brain.
Right, the microwave tower, they tell you that the frequency that fries your brain is the same frequency as your cell phone. So when you put that to bed, it starts eating away at the...
We're like deciphering the message here.
I can hear him clearly.
Yeah.
Cell phone starts eating away at your brain
Huh?
when you put it up to your head. Like that. And
Well,
whenever you
and-
sleep, that's
and
why.
consider this, like the fact that we get, like as babies, when we're born, we get pumped full of mercury, which is a metal.
Right.
And that serves as a receptor for all these signals and frequencies to essentially be able to brainwash us and change the frequencies in the way we think.
And you have to remember the doctrine of the New World Order
Yeah.
trying to indoctrinate you.
That's
They want
it.
you to be godless, and the New World Order has a whole portfolio they like you to download.
They're trying to turn us into machines.
Thing. So if you walk around all the time, I'm a thing. That's it. They're trying to bombard us with microwaves. So it's called silent weapons for silent wars. It's a military ultra top secret. They've been doing that to us for 15 years straight.
And
Well,
I
you
think
see-
the CIA is actually trying to break up your phone call right now because they don't want the population to hear what you're really saying.
I didn't want to be the one to say it.
That's online. You can research that. Silent weapons for silent wars. You can't hear it, but it fries your brain, Jack. So every time when you go to McDonald's, I like my food fried. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, gentlemen.
All right, take it easy, man. And hey, when you get a better connection, give us a call. All right.
Microwave, huh?
Microwaving our brain cells. That's a plausible theory.
Yeah.
Plausible at most.
Which, based on other research here, non-drinkers are more likely to call in sick than drinkers are. I was kind of surprised by that study.
Not me. I've been to work many days hungover as hell.
Right?
Well, I mean, you just push through. You know, it's like
You
gotta-
I knew I was going to
Get her
pay for it.
down.
When I said I was going out last night, I said I'm going to be hurting at work tomorrow. But I'm going to work, damn it, even if I'm sick.
I have a friend out there. They would call in. They would testify to the fact that we sat up till 2, 3 in the morning. I promise you, 5:30, I'm at work. 5:30, 6 o'clock, I'm at work.
Because you don't need but 2-3 hours of sleep whenever you're working like that.
Sure.
You really don't. If you actually work in your body, you don't need
Right.
but 3-4 hours. But if you're sitting at a desk, you need a full 8 to 10.
I don't know. Keep waking up. It'll get better as you get older. Yeah, William. I promise you.
That's true.
Hopefully.
I promise you.
I've struggled with sleep all my life. Just
Don't we all?
Keep waking
Yeah.
up.
And what do you know? We've got another call. I
Right,
guess
keep 'em
it
going.
always takes that first call just to get things going. Oh, you're live on Higher Thought. What up?
Hi, how you doing this evening? My name is Mel.
How you doing, Mel?
Hey, what's up, Mel? I'm a big fan of your restaurant.
Well, no, that's not me, guy. I live here in Evansville, and I had a lawsuit, man, and man, every night I got about 80 to 90 drones over my house, burning my ass up, and there's nothing that I could do about it.
Drones, you say?
I
they have drones
just-
flying around my
I
house
just-
sometimes too.
I just seen your program, and I thought I'd call in. This been going on for about 2 years, man.
They're police drones with cameras to monitor your neighborhood.
Well, they got about 80, sometimes 100. At nighttime, you could end up see them real well. But they're doing more than just monitoring, man. They're firing my ass up. Okay. I mean, I can't go to the police about it.
They're like
I
taking
can't-
shots at
I can't
you?
go about it. I'm
What-
sorry.
The drones are taking shots at you?
Oh yeah, they
What-
microwaving the fuck out of me.
What was your previous career? Might I ask?
I was a chef in Los Angeles for 25 years. I came back home and got hurt off of shore, and I've been stopped. I've been everything in the damn book. If you go on the internet and you look up Target, TI Target person, that's me, guys. Everywhere I go, they got people circling me at Walmart and everywhere. I mean, it's just 24 hours a day.
What
What
kind of medication you on?
Oh, I ain't on no medication, brother.
Okay.
Sounds like he's been sipping the Kool-Aid, huh?
No, sir. Don't do no drugs. Don't drink.
No, I was talking about my co-host here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, man, that's pretty crazy. And I mean, I haven't really seen reports, but of course, if they were going to, invade on your privacy and spy on you and your neighborhood,
Yeah, I'm sure
I don't think they would necessarily report that.
And if it was the police, they would actually notify you that they would have that kind of thing going on.
Do you think it's an alien?
Oh, nah. You in the getting out there now.
Well, I mean, it's just as plausible as anything else.
What's an alien?
I just thought I'd call.
80 to
I
100
don't
drones.
know.
That's a lot.
Well, we
I don't know
appreciate
what
your
you're
call,
talking
man.
about.
And if you have any other, real quick, can you give us your favorite Prince song? We're celebrating
does?
Prince's 60th birthday here.
When doves cry.
When
When
doves
doves cry.
This is what it's like
When
when doves cry. Dun, 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 dun.
All right, gentlemen. Have a nice evening.
All right, we appreciate it, man. Have a good one. Well, what about y'all? What's y'all's favorite Prince song?
Between that and Purple Rain. I know that's
Between
like
that
the
and
most
Purple Rain.
stereotypical, but Purple Rain is one of the
Well,
most
that's what
beautiful
he's known
songs I've
for.
ever heard.
It
And
is
I,
one of the most beautiful songs.
I don't like that. I like every once in a while I'll have a popular song that I actually do enjoy, and I just kind of like, kind of
I
makes
like
me cringe.
Kiss.
Kiss. Yeah, it's another classic. I think that was my mom's favorite Prince song, probably. I definitely have.
I like all of Prince's music.
Me
'cause
too.
I think he's a musical
I definitely do
genius.
have a favorite
Definitely.
album. I don't know if you ever heard the Rainbow Children, but for me, that was what sold me on Prince. Because I wasn't crazy about '80s Prince until I met like late '90s, early 2000s Prince, and then that made me appreciate '80s Prince.
See where it came from.
And ultimately, the Rainbow Children. If you've never heard that album, one of the best albums of all time.
I think his
dude
first
is
album
bad.
was probably his best. I can't think of the title track, but he actually played all the instruments on that album. His introductory album, his very first album.
Dude, Prince recorded 2 songs a day, every single day of his life.
Putting in that work for real.
And so if you think about that, he makes a record maybe once every 2 years with 12 tracks on it. So how many unreleased songs? Well, speaking of which, Prince has a new album, a live album, in September coming out called Piano and a Microphone from 1983.
Nice.
Yeah, so, and whoever, a lot of conspiracy theorists, out there, think that Prince was maybe murdered because
He was.
nobody had rights to his music. He didn't
That
leave
man
any
was
will.
murdered on Warren Buffett's airplane.
A lot of
He
people
was
have
suffocated, bro.
kind of, maybe.
He was too wise about drugs to
Theorized.
be able to overdose at such an age.
Apparently, he was on OxyContins because he had a hip surgery, a hip replacement. And the dude would like jump off of amps and speakers and stuff in high heels, and like when he's 50 years old. So
He was a short guy.
sure,
He was murdered by the United States government, just like Dick Gregory.
there are definitely theories out there. We're not one to confirm
You can go on and on about possible.
because this is the real fake news.
The real
Yeah.
fake news.
Because no matter, at the end of the day, nobody's going to really
Or the
fact check.
fake real news, whichever way you want to look at it. How about this one? A study shows that there's no evidence that sex with robots is healthy. Also, there's no evidence that it isn't healthy either. So, go ahead and have sex with your robots.
That is a new. That's a new rich people thing. Because you gotta have money to be able to afford one of those expensive ass robots.
Why,
You
well,
know?
if you got that much money, why would you even need to waste
Hello?
on a piece of machinery? Like,
Go to Thailand.
exactly.
Go to the
Robot with
Man.
a happy
Go to
ending.
Mexico.
Go to
Go
anywhere.
right down the street on the corner.
Anywhere but here.
If you can afford a $10,000 sex robot, I think you can afford a $100 prostitute. every
$100 a night.
And just get on the plane, go to Vegas, go to Floyd Mayweather's strip club, and
Floyd Mayweather, one of the great fighters. And speaking of
No,
big
the
fights,
greatest.
one of the greatest. I don't know if you're going to say he's one of the greatest UFC fighters of all time, but CM Punk, the former WWE wrestler, has a UFC fight this weekend. It's his second
He already
fight.
had a few fights and he lost.
He
them.
lost had one and he
But-
lost it in like a minute and a half. But he's a wrestler and not a UFC. He's been training though for 3 years.
Well, the thing about like wrestling is more entertainment gear. It's more geared towards entertainment.
surely you have to be athletic.
You get
gotta
that octagon. That's some blows
That's
coming
like
for real.
that's fighting.
Well, especially all these
that man
kung
is
fu
trying to kill
submission-
you without killing you.
Well, and CM Punk tapped out, I believe, is because somebody knew some jiu-jitsu and was like, and made him tap out right
He
quick.
thought he could play, but he didn't have enough chips.
Nope. Which CM Punk's actually had a big week. He had sued the WWE, or the doctor for the WWE had sued CM Punk for defaming his character or whatever, because CM Punk said their doctors were full of crap. And CM Punk won his case this week too. So he's got a fight. He's just been in the news. I say it's only a matter of time though before he ends up making it back to wrestling, because that's going to end up being too big of a payday.
I think that's all he's in it for is a payday.
No, most likely. I definitely think he wanted
That's
to
why
get away
Conor
from.
McGregor thought that he could seriously come into the boxing ring and beat the best at it.
That was the most fake fight I've ever seen in my life.
I think Floyd
they
gave
were-
him a chance to fight in those first 2
Floyd
rounds.
let it
and
round.
After that, he's
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm just gonna kick your ass. And
Floyd
get this over.
Mayweather is
He let him
he's
tire
the
out.
best fighter because he can move.
No, he can fight.
He can
He's
move
fast.
and fight.
Even at
but
40
like,
years
No,
old.
no. He's not a fighter. He's a boxer. He's the best boxer that ever done it.
Right.
A lot of people fight. He boxes.
I don't know. I used to love
Technical.
watching Mike Tyson knock the
Well,
F out
Mike
of
was a
people.
fighter. He wasn't a boxer.
Mike,
'Cause
yeah.
when he started boxing, he
Mike
started
knocked
getting
your ass
knocked out.
down.
But when he started boxing, he started getting knocked out.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, if it went past 2 or 3 rounds, you got the best of Mike Tyson. Also in sports news, the Eagles were disinvited by Donald Trump for a White House visit. Usually the Super Bowl champion goes to the White House. But with all the political mumbo-jumbo, I guess, going on now, they did not have their visit. And interns filled the crowd to replace them in a different ceremony.
And how about this? There was a gentleman on the White House lawn kneeling down during the playing of the national anthem.
How you like that? How you like that? Which, of course, you can't do in the NFL next year. They've made rules.
Which I think is a crock of shit.
Well, the Department
Yeah.
of Defense, they contribute like nearly $1 billion to NFL like every year to do the national anthem and the military salute.
Talk
Pretty much,
about-
it's advertising.
Get people sign. Yeah, it's advertising for people to sign for the military. A bunch of football fans.
Talk about fake news. Fox was running in loops. Eagles players kneeling down. But not one Eagle player knelt down the entire season. But there's a vast group of Eagle players that actually pray before the anthem is even played. And those were the photographs that
So
they
they
were
just
showing.
spliced it in.
And they were showing it and trying to say that the Eagles players were disrespecting blah, 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 blah. And they had to actually print a retraction. You know? So talk about fake news.
Well, dude, like all of the professional sports have been rigged, in my eyes, especially since we had the rigged terrorist attack of 9/11. Essentially, all of the NFL, the NBA, all of the major sports organizations in our country received bailouts in 2008, and our government is essentially running these leagues. So, this is all just meant to
Well, they're
politically
running the
stir
owners.
us up.
They're running the owners. I don't think the league itself. Cause
They're making more profits than what last year their profits were down, because a lot of people were tired of the BS, of the kneeling and everything. But speaking of,
and the kneeling. Let's just get back to that.
Yeah.
That's a right that you have as an American citizen, a nonviolent protest. So you have these people, pundits, whatever, out there saying that they're disrespecting the flag. Well, if you go back to the history of the flag, all the advertisement with flags on it, the bathing suits, the cups, all of that is disrespecting the flag as well. You know
well,
what
there's
I'm
a
saying?
military
Not just
person that
burning the
came up
flag.
with kneeling. That advised Colin Kaepernick instead of sitting on the bench and just doing
And
nothing,
people
than
forget
kneeling.
about Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, who was doing it way back in the early 90s.
Sure.
He was doing it.
Muhammad Abdul-Rauf,
played with the Denver
Chris
Nuggets.
Jackson, who
Yeah,
he
formerly
went to.
Chris Jackson of LSU.
Yeah.
He was doing it because his religious beliefs, and at that time, he was basically saying the same thing, because of police brutality.
It's just
because
one of those divide and
inequality.
conquer things you were talking
Exactly,
about earlier.
exactly,
I got some
division.
people that don't give a crap about the national anthem. Some people,
But it's a
are-
nonviolent protest to bring awareness to police brutality. That was Colin Kaepernick's reason for kneeling.
But you get
And
people all
everybody
riled
is
up about
turning it
sports
into-
instead
It was
of
blown way
political
out of
stuff and
proportion.
stuff that
Everybody
actually
blowing it out of
affects your
proportion
daily
and
lives.
making it about
You
the
care
flag.
more about LeBron James going to the damn hole than you care about the politicians screwing you up the ass.
Right.
And you're not making minimum wage on your damn job.
That right there is mental illness.
Yeah.
Right. Smoke a joint.
In other sports news, speaking of the Eagles, y'all remember Terrell Owens, right?
Yeah.
T.O., another
T.O.
crybaby.
He is the first person to ever rebuke his own Hall of Fame induction. He says he will not be there for his own
That's-
Hall of Fame induction.
I
He
respect-
says,
I respect
F y'all,
that. I
F y'all,
respect that.
because they were talking trash about him, about his off-the-field antics that was keeping him out of the Hall of Fame. And so he had to wait a few extra years, and he's like, forget the Hall of Fame.
And you know,
I'm gonna celebrate with
that
my own
doesn't-
people.
It doesn't really surprise me because he's been erratic his entire career.
And he's been selfish his entire
very
career.
selfish, very very selfish.
But he was one of the greatest receivers. He was
Yeah.
one of the top
Oh,
5
yeah.
receivers in NFL history.
Yeah, hands down. There's no argument there. His talent level doesn't. I mean, people on the field, on the court, is different from off the court. Like, I think a lot of players are arrogant as hell. Like, I think LeBron James is one of
He's a
the
whiny
best
baby.
players. But I think he's
I
a
don't
piece
have
of shit as a
all-stars on my
person because he
team.
always crying. He sits down at a press table and says, "Because I'm the greatest player in the world." No, you're not. Michael Jordan is.
Well, how about the World
Bill
Cup? Y'all watch
Russell, Bill Russell
football?
won 6 in a row.
Sometimes
In other football.
Bill Russell has
leagues.
11
I
rings.
fell off of sports about 5 years ago.
Well, I don't ever watch soccer, but World Cup is usually good reason to watch. I mean, it kind of has the same feel as the
Brazil
Olympics.
and
Where's
It's
it at?
in Russia this year.
it's Brazil and what, Sweden, right?
Brazil and Sweden. No, the World Cup hasn't started yet.
Oh,
It starts next
But
week.
there's a big soccer match.
It might be a qualifying match maybe
Okay.
for the World Cup.
Okay.
But why don't people give a crap about soccer in the United States?
Because they don't know. They think football is American football. And
Football is football
And
here,
also they-
and football is football there.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just
I don't know.
I think you can increase American viewership in
It's
America.
popular among our kids because, I mean,
Oh,
Come on.
yeah, kids
Clark-
play it, but nobody watches it. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So in
'Cause the league
America,
didn't survive.
in America, I think if you widen the goals a
Mhm.
couple feet to where there's higher scoring matches, then you can maybe hook the American audience.
Yeah, but there's not.
It's
enough.
got to be. You
There's
can't
not
have
enough
a
payoff.
0-1
After
game
after all
and
this
Americans
time.
keep their attention. We all got ADD. We all can't keep our attention on a game that nobody scored.
After all this time, if you didn't sell America on soccer, I don't think you can sell them.
Yeah, just like hockey.
They've tried just about everything. they
Hockey is
possibly
like
could.
American soccer. It's like soccer to American.
Oh, well, hockey is pretty.
Hockey's
Hockey's pretty
hockey's
rad
up
in
there.
here.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
love hockey.
Well,
but
and here in the South, we don't really give a crap about anything other than football.
Football.
It's just football.
Football.
Like, people don't care about baseball around here, other than like up to college, they care about baseball. Same really with basketball.
but we don't have a professional baseball team.
no professional baseball. We do have minor leagues.
Yeah.
But I mean, Houston. I mean, they won the World Series. They're 2-3 hours down the road from us. But just nobody cares about baseball.
Nobody.
So it's just one of those things.
Nobody cares about baseball until October.
Well, it's kind of the same with basketball. I don't care. I don't watch basketball until the NBA Finals.
I watch it all year.
I mean, I used like when Mike was on. I used to. You damn right. I used to put some WGN on, and I'd watch the Bulls all the dang time.
Yeah. Nobody watches LeBron.
So, and getting back to Pride Month here, I figure we can have a quick little debate.
Debate.
Instead of a debate, a debate.
The gate.
Yeah. So, what do you think, guys? I'm just gonna get y'all's opinion on this. We can kind of go around table here. Are you born gay, or does your environment make you gay?
It's a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
I think
Anyone more over the other?
I think it's the environment. I think
It's
it's
not my
what you're
place to say.
exposed to.
Yeah.
I actually watched the video this morning.
Chemicals?
I think I watched the video this morning. It was this young lady, fatherless home, introduced to porno family members, molested, whatever. So I think being a product of your environment influences which way you will go. I don't think nobody is born gay.
Well, I mean, like, for instance, do you think that having gay parents, for instance, would influence
That's
a
a product
person
of
whether
your- that's
or
a
not
product
you
of
would
your-
be gay or
You're a
not?
product of your environment at that point.
Conditioning.
Because statistically, there is no evidence that you're more likely to turn out gay if you have gay parents.
Well, maybe
Well,
someone,
there's nothing
someone could
medically
be
proven
born more
in your
feminine or
genetic
masculine,
structure
but
that
not
says you're
necessarily
born
gay.
gay.
Yeah.
Okay. And who would call me during the middle of the show? Well, they don't know. They just don't know. Let's see. How about gay marriage? Should they have the right to be miserable like everybody
I don't
else?
think any marriage should be legal. Yeah. because
I
of
like
because
the
it,
way you think.
because it's a binding contract that ruins a friendship. Like what a marriage is supposed to be is two people coming together in harmony and like
And
respecting and taking care of each other.
Just wait for the legal system to make some money.
Yeah, whenever you add ink and paper into that and all sort of pretty much games, it's a bunch of games. Once you do that, you ruin.
I think marriage is okay. I just think divorces should be outlawed.
Yeah.
I'd be like, once you're married, you need to stick it out,
Well,
work it out.
yeah,
You
we
need to
live
work
in
it
an
out.
instant
Work it out.
gratification society.
Yeah.
To where
Work
if
it
you're
out.
not pleasing me today, then I gotta go somewhere else. How about this one? Maybe the next biggest civil rights movement in our country is transgender rights, and then after that, what's left? Robot rights?
Robots.
Do robots have rights? Do transgender
That's
have rights? I
that's
don't know.
highly debatable.
Well, there's still people But I don't think their rights should be different from everybody else in America. It should
No.
be like a level playing field. And that just goes back to what we were talking about earlier. You know, everything is always
Your gender shouldn't matter.
Be like everyone's
all
the
this
same.
division.
You get a
I mean,
red star.
socially
you get a red
divided.
Because your
star.
gender and
Okay.
sexuality are different because, yeah, you might be born biologically
it's just
a
another way
certain
to create
sex.
division.
Right.
You know, it's another way to
I
create
think there's
division.
46 different genders now.
No, there's not. There's only 2.
Yeah,
There's 46 different types of gender-related
Like
mental illness,
Bruce
but
Jenner
there's only 2
or
genders.
Caitlyn going into a women's room. No, you
Oh.
still got a third leg.
Now-
you should go in the men's room.
Now, Bruce Jenner. The whole thing about
no,
Bruce Jenner.
no, just hear me out on that.
I want to
Hear
hear
me out
what
on
you
that.
say.
Like, okay, you changing, you're a transgender, but you still have a third leg because you haven't had the whole, surgery thing done yet.
Yeah.
So you still be going to the men's room.
Right.
Just because you feel like you're a woman don't make you a woman.
But
you don't
I'd
need to
say
be going into
passability is the biggest thing there. If you pass as a woman, then you can go in the women's restroom. But if you go in there with a 5 o'clock shadow and a bad wig, then yeah, you shouldn't be in the women's restroom.
As dress
You got a
codes,
third leg, you
uniforms.
should be where the third legs go. Period.
Well, like that whole thing, I feel like that's just an attention grab. Because all right, who's Bruce Jenner? He was one of the supposedly one of the greatest Olympians,
He does.
and
The
all right,
captain.
he was on the Wheaties boxes. He was everywhere.
Gold medalist.
Well then, all right, then you got Robert Kardashian comes in with the whole O.J. Simpson, which we're not going to talk about that. That comes up. That's how the Kardashians get famous. Then he ends up with them. They get famous. They make their show. He has no attention anymore. So
Another one of those people that are famous for doing nothing.
Exactly. So then now his whole family's more famous than he ever was for nothing. So what does he have left to do? He just wants that attention to become a woman.
Well, but there are a lot of myths that we have here, and with it being
Well, I don't
Pride
buy
Month,
that.
Unless
But
they-
I don't
unless they
buy it.
paid him to
I
do
don't,
that.
I don't buy it because there have been, stories and reports by Kris Jenner herself that, she'd walk in the room and he'd have on her dresses, and this was early in their marriage. So he always had it in him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
well, I
To
definitely
cross
think
over,
that it's,
I believe.
Right.
the fact
for
that it's
whatever
more
reason.
accepted in society definitely leads people to. I mean, not that there are more gay people
just more
now.
encouraging
It's
for
just
them.
that now it's like
Comfortable.
not only is it an outlet too, because I'm different than everybody else. Maybe I'm gay, So it's kind of another outlet when maybe you really might not be gay, but it is kind of a trendy thing. But I think the more it's accepted in society, the more people will be coming out. Not necessarily that there are less gay people before.
Right,
It really counts as less than 5% of the population.
Right.
But a couple myths about sexual orientation debunked, which I don't really know why a lot of these are myths. Is it contagious being gay? No, it's not. Can you
Probably
pray
not.
the gay away? So going
You
to church
can
program.
sure try.
It has been proven statistically that is ineffective. How about all cross-dressers are gay?
No.
No.
No,
That's definitely
some
not
people
true.
just enjoy
Some
wearing
people
some
just-
soft
just drag queens.
panties,
They just-
and I don't know why.
They just want to be campy.
They just like putting on some women's
Do
drawers.
lesbians have less sex?
No.
Actually,
I think they have more.
Yeah.
yes, they do have less
Oh.
sex compared to the other types. However, they do it for longer than any other.
There's your boy.
What's up, man? Let's see. How about this one? Bis are just gay that haven't come out yet.
No.
Another
think-
myth.
I think
A
it's-
bisexual is
think
someone
it's-
who don't care.
No. I wouldn't.
They
I
just
maybe
don't
so.
know. Maybe either confused or they just like both.
I wouldn't say confused. Some people have their mind made up that they like men and women.
They just freaks.
They
Right.
like
They
no.
freaks
Why
are
they
not
gotta
even-
be a freak?
I mean,
Because
that's
they're
just a
like,
generalization. I'm sorry.
Hey, we're all XY chromosomes. We've got half male, half female, half dad, half mom in there. So you're born biologically
The same.
with the male and female chromosomes. Society steers you a lot of ways, way more.
Whitney
than the
Houston
other.
was bi.
That's cool. I
Um,
pretty much assume just about everybody in entertainment is bi.
I could see that, especially in Hollywood. How about anal is the most
Halloween.
common for guys?
Wait, what?
Like gay guys. Anal is the most common. Actually, it's
You
oral and
think?
mutual masturbation. How about for lesbians? They just scissor, right?
No. They be
No.
playing with all kind of stuff.
Theirs is oral, finger, and mutual masturbation. Once again. Let's see.
I thought they were
Same-sex
just-
couples have one husband and a wife, a dom and a sub.
Sometimes.
No, not always.
Not always.
And same-sex parents aren't as good. Well, it's been proven pretty much it's just about the same.
I know
And-
people.
Same.
Yeah, it's all about the mindset of the two parents and where they come together as like.
Because most
Molding a
times
mind.
you will raise your children in a lot of similarities in the way you were raised.
Right.
Well, and we've got a minute left in the show, guys. So, real quick, if you have any gay friends or family or
Tell them
anything,
to call the show.
hey, last minute, yeah. But how can you show support for those people in your lives?
Just love them like they're regular
Yeah.
people because they are regular people.
Yeah, I mean,
I
what
mean,
does it
If it
matter?
was my brother, if it was my sister,
doesn't directly
you're still
affect
my
me or
brother,
my
you're still
life.
my
Right,
sister,
yeah,
no matter
don't
what.
have, like
You're not hurting me in any way.
Yeah.
whatever
Why
you
not?
want to play with don't affect me. That's you. Like
Live
So,
your life, be happy.
once again, a common theme of Higher Thought: spread the love. And that's what we do here in Acadiana. We appreciate you watching, and to
Keep
our
thinking.
couple callers, Chris, want to thank you. And I'll get some daps too.
Yeah.
Will,
Thank
well,
you.
thank you, and I'll give y'all a chance to
Thank you.
shake it
appreciate
out.
the conversations.
Yes. And hey, let's do this again. It's fun.
Definitely.
Higher thought.
Keep
Higher
thinking.
thought.
Yeah, and you can stream us on YouTube as well if you missed the show. Just search Higher Thought on YouTube.
Don't go nowhere you don't have to.
Yep. So we appreciate it, Acadiana, and yeah, I think we're done. All right, peace.
We're out.
We're still streaming.
We gotta hide.
Yeah.
Oh.